morning, guys. Welcome to the video. So it is an early day today. It is 3:26 in the morning. We're traveling out to Louisville, Kentucky to play Louisville City FC. I'm excited for this game. This is usually one of my favorite trips because I think they just have some of the best atmosphere, best stadium, best setup in the USL. So it's always a cool trip to go out there. I'm just having a protein shake. This is like 40 grams of whey protein with some papaya. I know the best combination you can have, but I don't want to cook this morning. So this is what I'm gonna have for breakfast. And then I'll probably leave here in about 10 minutes. I think again, like this is probably the hardest part about being in the USL is the travel. And I think even Wayne Rooney, I'm pretty sure it was Wayne Rooney, was talking about the MLS. What made it so difficult was the travel, because I mean in other countries like Germany, England, New Zealand, or wherever you go, you know, typically they're smaller countries and you don't have to travel as far distances. It's not that long of time traveling. But here is like to go to Louisville, Kentucky. We have 2 flights. I don't know how long the layover is, but the layover is probably like an hour, 2 hours. Each flight's probably like an hour and a half or so. So it ends up taking like majority of your day. It's awesome. It's really fun because you're going to see a lot of different places around the United States, which is really cool. A lot of cool new cities. But it does get very, very tiring when you're doing this every other weekend for 10-month season. But yeah, just part of the job, you know.
Don't hide yourself for
Hey. Don't worry about it, Wade. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, if anyone knows it.
Real quick, guys, I just want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Factor. If you guys have been watching my videos for the last year or so, you've probably heard a ton about this company. And if you continue to watch my videos, you will continue to hear a ton about this company because I love Factor. Factor delivers fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved meals straight to your doorstep. This busy fall season, you can count on Factor for fast, tasty meals that fit your lifestyle. Factor also supports wholesome eating made simple. Their meal plans offer variety with a rotating weekly menu of 25 plus meal options and Factor Plus add-ons. Choose your favorite meals or let Factor craft your order based off of your taste preferences and meal history. When I receive that shipment at my door and I open up the box and see tons of meals and smoothies, I know my week just got way easier. Because honestly, that means less time planning out meals, less trips to the grocery store, less time cooking and preparing food, and less cleanup. I usually come home from training, I'm dead tired, and it's so tempting to grab something unhealthy from the pantry and plop down on the couch. However, with Factor, I can just walk over to the kitchen, grab a meal out of the refrigerator, and 2 minutes later, I'm enjoying a fresh meal that tastes delicious, that's also gonna help my body recover for that next session. So if you guys are interested in checking out Factor, then head to go.factor75.com/becomeelite130 and use code becomeelite130 for $130 off across 6 boxes. Once again, that's go.factor75.com/becomeelite130 and use code becomeelite130 for $130 off across 6 boxes. Thank you once again to Factor for sponsoring this video.
Damn. Bro. I mean, he did play in the MLS for like 8 years, I would hope. Why is OD?
Yeah. Hey YouTube. Hey, what do you want to say to YouTube, Dan? Don't you want to say something?
Yeah. Matt Sheldon, he's a great roommate. Love the guy to death. He's a brother to me.
Oh, you know, to the end. Okay, time for a roommate reveal. We have Robbie. What's going on?
Hey, boy. All right.
Robbie, do you want to say your full name and where you're from?
Robbie Crawford from Scotland in the UK.
And we talked a little bit about this, but how did you go from Scotland to now playing here in Charleston?
Yep. Went from Scotland to Iceland for 2 years, and then guy I played with in Iceland ended up in Charleston. And I gave him a text in the off season, and he said they're looking for players, and came over for a trial and ended up signing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? I actually had a trial in Iceland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What team?
The Rotter Reykjavik in the second division.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Rotter.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
where I went as well. And then
Really?
I was there for like a week, and then the team that I ended up signing for heard I was there, and then they kind of
That's
stole me
sick.
from them. Yeah.
That's cool. How'd you like Iceland?
That's cool. Yeah. It's a cool place.
Awesome. And then you're new, or not new. You were with the Charleston Battery for like two seasons.
Yeah.
And then you went to Monterey.
Yeah.
And then now you're back.
Yeah.
Fully
yeah,
signed. Did you sign her, or are you on loan with us?
Initially it was a loan, but like I've officially signed now.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
And
it's
you're
pretty
back now with
wild to be
with
back.
your wife.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's
All right, we'll see. I've had a lot of roommates. I've always
Oh,
been.
yeah?
Everybody's been changing. I've had AJ. I've had Preston. I've had Joe.
Yeah.
I've had Dan. I've been by myself, and now you. So we'll see.
So far so good.
So far, yeah. So far it's been decent. You just sleep all day.
Very much.
Awesome. Thanks, Robbie.
No worries, man. That's crazy. Was that an English guy?
Yeah.
Greg?
Yeah. I was there, so I was literally there for. So anyway, today was a pretty tiring day. Like we woke up all probably like 3:15 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. Had 2 flights to get over here. As soon as we landed, we went straight off to training. We trained for like an hour, pretty short, sharp training session, and then came back, had lunch, and then everybody just passed out. Robbie slept from like 1 p.m. until 4:45.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, I slept from 1 until about 3. Then I watched the Arsenal game, get the first win of the season, and then then we had a little team dinner, which was pretty nice. Now it is 7:10 in the evening, and probably just gonna chill. We got Avengers Endgame on right now, and Robbie's got the Norma Tech boots.
Not if we strictly follow the rules of country. Remember, no talking about past selves, no betting in sporting events. I'm gonna stop you right there in this guy.
Okay, good morning. It is 8:39 in the morning. We probably woke up at like 8:20 or so. Perfect. That's the in case of emergency alarm. Yeah, so I had a great night of sleep. I think I went to bed at like 10:30, maybe 11, and then slept all the way through the night until 8:15, 8:20 in the morning. So great. Robbie, how'd you sleep last night?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Slept right through. No complaints.
And it's game day now, so do you have like any game day routines that you have to do? Any superstitions, or what do you do?
Nah, I try not to be too superstitious. Just get up, not think about the game too much, not worry too much. Just kind of hang out, be present, and then just get ready for the game. Stretch a little bit in the morning, maybe go to the pool, the gym, get some good food in me, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Do you nap during the day?
I try not to on game day. Don't
Really?
feel sluggish for the game.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that sometimes
Yeah.
too. And then why don't you like to think about the game in the morning? Is it just you don't like to have the nerves or like the butterflies now, or
Pretty
why?
much just want to build up too much, and when the game comes, it's like built up all day, and you're kind of stressed about
Yeah.
it. So it's just kind of take it as it comes.
I think most players say that like they do something to distract themselves, whether it's like watch a movie. I think some players use that nap as like a way to not think about the game or whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I get that.
awesome. All right, well we have breakfast now, so let's get it. Just got back from our walk and from breakfast. Breakfast was actually pretty good, to be honest. They actually had real eggs, which was nice versus the powdered eggs. So then for our walk, we walked all the way down to it's the Ohio River, right? I'm pretty sure.
That's right.
The Ohio River. We walked down the Ohio River that separates Kentucky from Indiana. I hope I'm right with all that. So I'm gonna get torn apart.
Especially.
Yeah, especially from Joe Schmidt. But we walked down there, did a little like dynamic movements, a little bit of stretching, walk back, and then now Robbie and I are about to start the Arsenal all or nothing documentary, which I'm pumped about. Should be really good. You've watched all the other ones, right?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
would do a favorite?
I hate to say it, but the City one's probably the best.
City, because you're a United fan.
Yeah. But the City
Damn.
one is cool.
Can you say that? Should I cut this out?
I mean, yeah, I may want to edit that, but
It was good. The City one was sick.
yeah.
And then I love the Sunderland one, even though it's not all or nothing, but that one was one of my favorites too. We went to a little cafe a few blocks down, had a cup of coffee. I forgot to film because Robbie just wouldn't stop talking, so. But we grabbed a coffee, we came back, we watched a little bit of a Chelsea-Everton game, and then now we're watching Wedding Crashers. You say you watch Wedding Crashers before every single game?
That's my superstition.
For lunch, do you do anything special with lunch, or do you just...
Lunch, like pre-match or lunch?
Yeah, pre-match. Like, well, for this. I mean, because it's kind of like lunch. Like, we have like a weird late lunch at like 4:30.
Yeah. Nothing special. Just try fill up as much as I can.
Mhm.
Nothing too fancy.
Just keep it
Just
simple.
fill up, yeah.
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 Do you do anything like big breakfast, medium lunch, or do you just eat to how hungry you are?
Yeah, I try to have kind of bigger breakfast, kind of snack for lunch, and
Uh-huh.
pre-match kind of load up.
Yeah.
Don't want to be too full, but still want to get energy in you. So.
Yeah, perfect.
What about
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm like small, or I'm big breakfast, and then I'm like same thing, medium lunch, and then I try to snack a little bit, like have a banana or something, like an hour before. That's about it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so about to head down, and then after that we'll come back up for like 45 minutes, and then we finally get to head out to the stadium for the match. It is 5:45 in the afternoon. I've already done my pre-game routine where I go and shower, I shave up a little bit, freshen up, get ready for the game. I love doing that. I do that pretty much before every game, and I'd say most professionals that I know also take a shower just to freshen up and wake up before they leave the hotel for the stadium. But it's been like stormy pretty much all today. We've had like a little bit of thunder and lightning, but not a ton. It's been raining. It's gonna be nice conditions, not too hot out. It should be really good. But anyway, about ready to head down. We have our little pre-game meeting where we go over tactics one final time. It's really short, like 5-10 minutes, and then we're gonna bus over to the stadium, and then it's match time. So let's go.
Joshua Encarnacion sends us on our way. It's Louisville and Charleston from Lynn Family Stadium. That was one of their final tune-ups the other night, racing Louisville for the Women's Cup, which comes up shortly. Gonzalez takes it himself, stumbling, keeps his feet. Gonzalez parried away by Farrow.
You're gonna realize he doesn't have to let it fly that quick, Joe. He could have taken a second or even a third touch, slowed his process down.
Harris stopped again by Farrow. Spinning like a top after he came in to make the stop.
If you're Danny Cruz on the sideline 25 minutes in, it's going to make you cringe with all the opportunities that have gone by the wayside.
Might they pay for it? DZ Harmon the other way. They will pay for it. Augie Williams against the run of play makes it 1-0 Charleston.
Look at all the space here for the Charleston battery. To be fair, Harmon, he's going for glory on the back post himself.
Watch out. Kilwine acting like they never even actually hit him. McCabe goes down. Mushagalusa goes to the crossbar.
Of corners, balls from outside the box, anything short, long, you name it.
Ownby waits for it. Ownby hits it and deflects in.
Another one of the faithful, Brian Ownby. The stratospheric rise continues.
Ownby. Gonzalez deflects to Mushagalusa. Right place, right time, but it won't count. McCabe trying to argue. I was just ready to ask you about McCabe. He seems more active tonight than he has been recently. More on that in a second. Mushagalusa waits up for it and finishes it. The hesitation, the finish. It's his second goal of the year against Charleston.
Mind fluctuates in the wrong direction, and they forget about the easiest route. It's Mushagalusa coming from outside in. He holds the width of the play, starts to create that diagonal.
You think that a switch was flipped in the Birmingham game for them. And he's played out ahead of Ownby. It will end up at Farrow's feet.
Oh, easy, that's it. No.
That's it. Buckler's gone for the night.
A few words and turn around instead. Right up into the path of the referee, creates contact chest to chest. Step through, McCabe, Jorge Gonzalez, and Tyler Gibson should be able to have their way with those spots, especially the way that they're pinching Mushagalusa in on that far side.
Here's Harris, chance to make it three. He does. Up a man, now up 2 goals.
Guys into awkward situations, but this is just downright rude from Wilson Harris. Great little challenge outside the top of the 18.
But 16 has to be up near some sort of USL championship record. 16 is a lot of corners. They work this one back to Dia. Dia drives it in, toast wide open, clinical. With a score line like this, up a man, you can work on things like that. And that one from the training ground needs no more work. It's already perfect.
Of course it was going to be a defender. Of course it was going to be a center back, and it had to be.
That does it from Louisville. 4-1 in favor of the home side. 4 different goal scorers.
So it's actually been like 48 hours since we got back from Louisville. It was a frustrating game, frustrating trip, and also what's been a frustrating season. It's just never fun to lose. And I've said this a couple times before, but it's always so funny how as a kid, when you're imagining yourself as a pro, you never imagine bad seasons. You never imagine getting relegated, even though there's no relegation here in America, but you never imagine being bottom of the table. You're always envisioning yourself, at least I was always envisioning myself, top of the table, going for trophies, winning championships. And of course, you know, you're not naive. You know there'd be losses, but you just always would assume that that's not going to happen to you. In reality, half of the table is at the bottom half of the table. Half of the teams are having losing seasons, and there's always going to be a few teams every single year that are having, you know, pretty terrible seasons. And I think that's kind of happening this year. It's not been a great year. Louisville, I mean, to Louisville's credit, is, I think, the best, if not top 3 teams in the USL this year, and for majority of the years. They're a really tough team to play against, especially at their place. It's very tough. But yeah, for the most part, I think we actually did decent. We held them off for a pretty long time, but then going down a man away against Louisville is, I don't want to say it's impossible, but that was tough. On the bright side, it was fantastic to play there. Again, as always, they had a great turnout of fans. I think they had 12,000 fans, around 12,000 fans there. So it was an amazing atmosphere. Pitch was perfect. Stadium's beautiful. The night was a little bit overcast. It was just a really good night to play. So that was a really cool, you know, experience as always. I think I've played there now 3 or 4 times in my career, and every single time it's usually one of the highlights for the season. The best time was I was with Tulsa and we beat them at their place. I think that was the last time we played them. That was, I mean, that's the best. Not only do you get to play in that stadium, but to win is very fun. Other than that, I mean, just starting the new week now, already the whole team, myself, everybody's shifted focus now to the next game, which is against New York Red Bulls 2. It's a must win for us. And yeah, I mean, that's it. You kind of just reflect on the last game. We've watched clips, we've watched film, we've studied, we've learned, and now it's about developing and pushing the focus to New York. So we leave tomorrow, actually, tomorrow morning, heading out to New York or New Jersey to play the Red Bulls 2. So here we go. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the away trip vlog. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, guys, peace.